we're going to answer some questions that people posted on a marriage Facebook group I'm in. And a lot of men don't think Peter Parker should have ended up with MJ. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Tina and Anderson Show. I am Anderson. This is my wife, Tina, and we are a married couple who created a podcast because we talk about this stuff anyways, and we promote marriage, especially biblical marriage, and we speak against feminism and the red pill. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So before the intro, you heard what I was saying. So I think a lot of people are intrigued about why a lot of men don't think Peter Parker should have ended up with MJ, which is Mary Jane. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But first, I want to say, if you guys have been following us, sorry we haven't posted in the last couple of weeks. Tina came down with something. I had to work out of state a few times. I have to work out of state starting tomorrow again, so we decided we got to squeeze this in and get an episode out. But throughout that time, we've gotten several followers, subscribers to our YouTube channel, so we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. That means a lot. We are growing slowly but surely, but we didn't get into this expecting that we were gonna explode with subscribers. We know we are nobody. And we're doing this because we like it, and we hope that it does grow because we do like doing this. So we appreciate all the new subscribers that we've had in the past couple of weeks. So we're gonna go through react to a couple of videos, well, 3 videos, and then we're gonna go over some of these questions that are on this. I joined a couple of marriage Facebook groups. And people ask a lot of questions on there, people, advice and things like that. So I just want to say, never good to ask advice on Facebook, people who don't know you, because we always say talk to people who are for your marriage. They're strangers on Facebook. Look, if you want to get a perspective, that's fine. But if you're really looking for advice, don't go on social media. But we thank you for doing that because it gives us content.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So
lots of content.
Yeah. So we're going to go over our first video. And I think, this one is about the position of a man in a marriage. I think right away, feminists or a lot of women, modern day women will probably, their head would explode. But there's a reason for this. So here we go.
Listen to the whole thing.
My wife is not in charge in my house. I am. And she is my helper, and I'm not her helper. She doesn't wear the pants, I do. Now, because I adore my wife, I want to model the sacrificial leadership of Jesus. Jesus, recognizing that all authority in heaven and earth had been given to me, stood up, took out his outer robe, tied it around his waist, knelt down and washed his disciples' feet. That's what the biblical account is. Recognizing he had all authority, he got down and washed feet. I am in authority over my wife. It's not a 50-50. The buck stops with me. I am the head. Because of that, I'm going to use my leadership to take wonderful care of my wife. Boys, my sons, this is our woman. We're going to take care of her. She doesn't open doors. We open it for her. Our job, my job as a man, is to make sure my life is harder than hers.
See how he ended it there? So a lot of when people think authority, that means like holding their wives under their thumb. You think about a job, right? People would rather work for a boss who's a leader, not a tyrant, not a boss who sits up in his desk and just tells you what to do.
Micromanages
you and then critiques everything you do. You want a boss that leads, who serves. Like say if like I'm on a job site and I need help, I call my boss, I need help. He comes and helps.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, well, let me try to find somebody, but if I can't find somebody, you're on your own. You know, that, and you got to get it done. You know, that's not a really good boss. A boss would be like, hey, I can't find anybody. I'm coming.
I'm showing up.
I'm coming to help you out.
Yep.
You know, and that's what a good boss does. Now, with a husband, like he says, we're supposed to lay down our lives for our wives. You know, we're out there. We're out there. We're working the harder jobs because men usually do work harder jobs. We work longer hours. You know, when the wife, when their wives has a baby, right? Protective mode.
Yeah.
Automatically like
goes into like
it's
super
their
mode.
instinct where the man is like, I want to do whatever it takes to make my wife comfortable because the only thing I want her to worry about is taking care of our new baby. That's
She
it.
shouldn't have to worry about
So
anything
like
else.
that, it automatically happens in every man, you know. And for the men that doesn't happen, you know, they're always it's just small. It's small, you know. So don't come at me and be like, well, not all men.
Not all men.
It's most men. It is in us to do that.
Honestly, it's the thing that's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't happen, then like it's gonna create a problem.
Yeah. And like he says, where the Jesus took off his outer robe and started serving, washing the feet of his disciples, and Peter was like, no. So Peter had kind of like had the boss, like a thought of a boss, like the ideal what a boss or the head should be, where he's like, no, you don't do this for us, we do this for you.
Right.
And Jesus is like, no, I didn't come to be served, but to serve. So yeah, my wife does serve me in certain ways, but I got to serve her. You know, she is my wife. And although I am the head, I do serve my wife. And like he said, we don't want our wives' life to be harder than us. You know, like, I would hate it if I came home and I saw you out there chopping wood.
Oh my God.
I'd be like, whoa. I'm supposed to do that. Get your delicate fingers off the axe.
I'm over in the garden.
You know, so we want our lives, most men, we want our lives to be harder for our wives, and our reward is seeing our wives and our children having a nice life. You see these videos on TikTok where it comes from a lot of tradesmen, and they're working, and then in the background it's a sound of like a woman laughing and a children laughing. And the man says, and it says, I work my butt off, so this sound could be my wife and my children at home.
Right.
Like men, we want to do that.
Yeah.
It makes us happy.
It's so crazy that this is the topic because I wish I knew that this was the top. This is what we do. He puts it all together and then he just goes, okay, this is what we're doing. Unless I send him something and I say, we got to put this on the podcast tonight. Right. Because I saw a video today that was like a woman basically being like, don't, husbands always try to say that like their job is harder. And like she's a stay-at-home mom. And nobody would deny that that's a hard job, especially if you got little ones. Because your job, it's going to get easier as the kids get older, normally. Right. Because, now they're in school, now they're more independent. You don't have to do more, as much for them. But this woman was so hell-bent on trying to prove to the world, because that's who you're talking to when you're posting, that she works harder because it's 24/7, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's in the comments, like, basically agreeing with her, and then, like, comparing them, what they do to their husband, blah, blah, blah. And I put in the comments, like, first off, I will never be in competition with my husband. And I was like, you guys are trying to compete for a leadership role. I don't want to compete for that role. And second off, you will never convince me that my job is harder when I'm folding laundry, but my husband is in a crawl space doing, wiring up something, or he's up on a roof you know, like messing with solar. Like you can't, first off, I'm not going to compete because we're both working in contribution to the family, to the household.
Yeah.
We are not equal, but we are equally important. And to see so many women not even seeing that how toxic it is to be in competition with your husband
Right.
on stuff like that. Like, and then, you know, like maybe her husband works in an office, so he doesn't have a physical job. So she's like, I work harder than him. You can't convince me that I don't work
he
harder.
has to deal with deadlines.
Right.
He has to deal with.
He's got all the stress.
He has to deal with, customers, or he has to deal with clients.
Yeah, or being able to get that bonus for his family.
Yeah.
And he's away from the house for, 8, 10, 12 hours every day.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he would much rather be doing something else, And I just, especially when it comes to stay-at-home wives, I don't understand. Like, he works his butt off so you can be home taking care of the house and raising the kids and not have to worry about a 9 to 5. But you're not going to give him that credit that is due.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing where
because I bet you. Hold on one second. Sorry, hon. I bet you he would say my wife works her butt off.
Yeah.
Like he would raise her up, but in order for her to, because she has to raise herself up, she has to put him down.
Yeah.
And it's very toxic, and it's very toxic to be in competition in your marriage with your husband over anything. I'm never going to compete with him over who the leader is, because there needs to be a clear leader in the family, just like any other sports team in the world. Like you can only have one head coach.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have mass hysteria.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to make any sense.
Right.
So, in my household, I want there to be a defined leader. He makes final decision. I'm not going to compete with him over that. Why would I? Why would I want that responsibility?
Because feminists told you to.
Because feminists said that if I'm not the leader, then I'm weak.
Yeah.
And it means that I'm letting him control me.
Right.
Which is not the case. Not the case at all.
Yeah. I mean, because you're like what you said, competing, you shouldn't compete, because when the wife does compete, now imagine if he is tired and he comes home from work and he just wants to sit down. She's going to be mad at him because she's like, how dare he? I've been working so much harder than him. Then he comes home and he wants to rest.
She's already got this mindset that she works so hard and he doesn't.
Right. And we've posted this video before, and I put it as a reel. We reacted to this video. Sorry. We reacted to this video before, and I put it out as a reel or a TikTok. And we got a lot of backlash from a lot of men, because a lot of men don't understand what we were getting at with reacting to this video. It was a video where it was a woman doing work around the house, and she was in the commentary was saying that what she does is work. Look, we should acknowledge that what the wife does is work. That doesn't, but a lot of the men commented this is where the red pill comes in for them. They're trying to say it's not work. Like, well, it is, because
it's not work, it's her obligation.
Because it's like
it is work.
Because and just because I'm saying it's work, I'm not into the ideal where the women say, "Well, it's unpaid labor." No, you're doing household chores.
Unpaid labor is such bull
You are
crap
working,
too.
Right? The only difference is you're doing it for your family. You're not out doing it for other people. You do it for other people, you're gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid. But when you do like they're landscapers, they're going out and cutting grass for people. I cut grass at home. I'm not gonna ask somebody to pay me. I fixed the furnace the other day. I'm not going to pay. Who's going to pay me?
Who's going to pay you?
It's just things like that.
It's the money that you save.
We men should acknowledge that it is work for them, for their wives, and they do work. They're not sitting around, but that doesn't mean we're sitting here thinking that she's working harder than us, or it's harder work, or it's unpaid labor. That's not what we're saying. Because when as husbands, when we do recognize that these women, that our wives do work around the house, it means we should appreciate them. We appreciate that they're doing, while we're out making the money, they're here working to make sure the house doesn't fall apart.
Mm-hmm. And this,
You know, so it's like what you said before.
Yeah.
It's just the balance here. She appreciates what I do. I appreciate what she does, and we never have to look at who's doing more, who's doing less, because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because it's all contribution to the family and the household. And this whole narrative that like, oh, stay-at-home moms should get paid, and like, oh, let's break it all down and see what she would get paid for every single task she does. You do get paid. You get free food. You get free room and board. You get, everything in your life is paid for by him. You don't have to pay for anything. What do you mean you don't get paid? Your food is paid for. Your health insurance is paid for. Your heat and your electric and your water and your food and any of the luxuries that you do, your vacations. Imagine if you had a job that all of that was paid for.
That'd be nice.
Your vacations, your time off, your this and that. Like, what do you mean you don't get paid? Yeah. You do get paid. He is paying for your literal existence and any other human that you've brought into this world too. Yeah. So you got 2 kids, 3 kids, 1 kid. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I can't stand when I see that argument online.
Yeah.
I'm like, you do get paid.
Yeah. So and going back to the video, he explained it really well. There's a Bible verse. We've talked about it many times. I forget which Bible verse it is, but it says that wives should submit to their husbands, and husbands should not speak harshly to their wives, or should not be harsh to their wives. So there's a balance there. So yeah, we are the leaders. We want to take on that stress. We want our wives to not have that stress. When something hits the fan, we got to take care of it. We gotta be like, this is what we're gonna do. This is how it's going to get fixed, right? And we got to do it. We got to take on. We can handle stress a lot better than women can. We can, because we're less emotional. Yeah. We're less emotional. We're more stoic. We might be freaking out inside, but we can stay in control. Mm-hmm. We can stay in control instead of going in the corner, instead of being in the corner in a fetal position and crying about our problems, right? We know we got to get it done, because a lot of times in society, when it comes to men, nobody's coming to rescue us. Nobody's coming to our rescue, and we do have God, right? And God works. He's working in the shadows, but we still got to do stuff on our end, and God would make sure things are put together as we're on our walk, as we're trying to figure things out. Now, I'm not saying when nobody's coming to rescue us, we can't count on the Lord. We should still pray, and we should still look to God when we're trying to figure out the problem here, and let God lead us while we lead our family.
Right. Like, you submit to God, and then I submit to you. Yeah. You're supposed to be, he knows your steps before you do. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. All right. So we're going to go to our second video, and we'll talk about it. This one's really good. He uses a very good example. Sorry, I just thought about it. He uses a very good example. I think it was like a camp he went with his daughter. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. And the example of what he does with a relationship with the father and his daughter, and like God and us, it's beautiful. Just listen.
I took my daughter to this camp. They took the dads and the daughters deep into the woods, and we were going to do this exercise, and they blindfolded the daughters. And then they told the dads, all right, you're going to go and guide your daughter blindfolded through the woods. They said, now you're going to give your daughter 3 instructions and repeat them as many times as you can before the walk begins. And the instructions were, I will never leave you. You can ask me anything, and you should only listen for the sound of my voice. And I would make her repeat those back to me. And it was easy to guide her in the beginning because I could have a hand on her shoulder and we could walk and talk with each other. And then with a silent signal from a camp counselor, they would tell me I had to remove my hand. Then with another silent signal from the camp counselor, I could no longer speak unless she remembered the instructions that she could ask me anything. So as you can imagine, we started to get off track in our hike. Well, the counselor said, well, how about you follow me and I'll get you caught up with the group. The counselor walks her into a ditch, and she doesn't realize it, but she's blindfolded in a ditch standing in front of a tree. And she thought for a couple minutes, and I'm standing there waiting, and all of a sudden I hear 4 words: Dad, are you there? And I stood there in the woods just crying. And I'm like, yeah, I'm here. That was a moment that shaped the writing of this book, because I thought about those 3 instructions and how many times I've forgotten them in my life, that he will never leave me. I can ask him anything, and I should only listen to the sound of his voice.
This is what I'm saying, what I was saying before, how God leads us and we lead our family. And it's just a great example where he used that to explain that we're the leaders in our household, but we gotta take our leadership from God, and we gotta listen to God, and we can't steer away from what God is telling us to do, because when we listen to God and we follow God, we're leading our family in the right way. I mean, that was just beautiful how his daughter was just like, Dad, where are you? Because a lot of times we are asking that, but we gotta be quiet and be silent. Sometimes in my car, sometimes I listen to podcasts a lot, but sometimes I gotta turn it off. If something's in my mind, I gotta turn it off. And then people might, because of Bluetooth, people might drive by thinking I'm talking on the phone, but I'm really talking to God. There are times that I do that. And because there are times where I'm like, I don't know where I'm going with this, God. So I just need you. I just want you to know this is I'm worried about this. This is on my mind. And I just need you to help me and guide me. And there are things that are happening that come through and where I'm like, all right, God heard me. And God's not audible. He's not going to answer you right away. But you got to continue to follow him. That's why you got to stay silent. You got to be silent sometimes and let God speak in certain ways. So that's why you can't see God. That's why she was blindfolded. And sometimes, God is guiding you, but sometimes he'll let go because he wants to see if you keep going on the same path that he was guiding you to. That's why he let go of his daughter. But sometimes we do veer off the path. Sometimes we do. And then we got to call out to God again. But God never leaves us. He's still right there. He might have taken his hand off of us, but he's still right there. So my daughter is going to leave the house when she gets married one day. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to see her every day. But if she calls me, I'm always like, I'm right here for you.
Yep.
So that's why I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful example of parenthood and how God is with us. And I think it was just a gorgeous thing. I don't know the book. I know he wrote a book.
Yeah.
I don't know what the book is. I'll try to find it out. But yeah, I just thought that was a really great video. So I wanted to add that. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Narrative on to give you that kind of picture as to where God is, when you're just living life, you're driving around sometimes for hours and hours, but then also the importance of a wife who prays for her husband too,
Yeah.
because you're out dealing with your stuff and I'm at home praying for you, or at least pray for you once a day, and then God hears that and then God hears you and it's all connected, a broad perspective on what it looks like to be connected to God through your day,
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So that was, so we're going to go on to the next one. So this one, this one is really great. So I saw this scene and I was like, I'm going to make a reel, because for me, I thought, because to me, the reason why, you know what, I'm going to play the video and I'm going to explain why I posted this video and what I thought. So this is a scene from Spider-Man 2 with Peter Parker and his neighbor Ursula.
Come in.
Hi.
Hi.
Would you like a piece of chocolate cake?
Okay.
And a glass of milk?
That would be nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
Oh man.
so when I posted that video, I put on the screen, I said the simplest things can make a man happy. This is the simplest thing. So this scene was Peter Parker was down and out. He didn't know what to do. You know, he was a superhero. I think he had conflicts with Aunt Mary Jane, like always.
Drama
And
with Mary
here's his
Jane.
neighbor Ursula showed him kindness and chocolate cake. Come, ladies, you offer a man a piece of chocolate cake, he's
After a hard day.
gonna think it's the greatest thing. So you know he's not always gonna want a beer. Chocolate cake is fine, but like yeah, she just came in. She was very sweet. So, here are some comments from TikTok that I got. And this is just gonna single ladies, if you're listening, take notes, okay?
Take notes.
This is
Pay attention.
This is how men feel about Ursula. She was just a side character. Here's one. Peter should have chosen her. Because if you watch the Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, Mary Jane has pretty much broken his heart like billions of times.
A million times.
But he still was there. He still wanted her. You know, and here's Ursula. So here's another one. She was always the one with a crying emoji. She was always the one. All right. So it's true that these are what men. Now, this one here, we still steady chasing MJs, but always overlook the beautiful Ursulas.
Like basically like why are we chasing the ones that we know we're not compatible with?
Yeah. It was crazy because I when I started getting all of these comments, I sent a screenshot of one of them to Tina, and I said, this is what men want. You know, Ursula she was not the prettiest. She, you know, a little plain looking, but she wasn't the flashiest girl. She was just a simple, humble, sweet, and kind. And she offered him a piece of cake. And that made men melt.
She basically offered to calm the chaos.
Yeah.
And that's what, like I always say, like men want to come home
Yeah.
to, like, you know, like calm.
Yeah.
They don't want to come home to a house that's crazy, but they just had a crazy day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you just see how happy that, I mean, it was a quiet moment, but you could see in Peter Parker's face how happy that made him. He said, okay. And then he said, that would be nice.
It broke the tension.
It did.
Know?
So it, you know, and you saw how she was looking at him eating the cake that she made. It made her really happy seeing this man enjoy a cake that she made.
Yeah.
You know, like they both got something out of it. And for him, he was just like, because like the world was not showing him kindness as a superhero and as Peter Parker. And here she is. So this is men out in the world. Nobody's showing us kindness, hardly, you know. And then we come home and we want our wives to be soft and kind, you know, to be our sanctuary. And that's what Ursula was. So here's the last comment right here. I wanted to show. So this guy, I think it really takes the cake on how a lot of men feel about this. He says, I'd crawl over glass for a woman like this. She was supposed to be his wife. Even the dad liked him and gave him grace over the rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that comment right there, he would walk. I mean, look, ladies, you do something simple like that for a man, he will walk through broken glass for you.
Yeah. She would have been, you know, say if like the movie had them end up together.
Yeah.
She would have been like, they would have bought a farm together.
Yeah.
And she would have been home baking bread.
Yeah.
And making chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And taking care of the kids, one on her hip and rocking
Yeah.
the other one, while he was out literally saving the world. And then he would come home to her calm
Right.
of his chaos.
And then it wouldn't really been a good Spider-Man movie.
No. It's
Because
like,
if you
well,
read-
then that's how it ends.
Right, because if you read the Spider-Man comics, Peter Parker never has a good life.
No, it's
He
so
never
sad.
does. That's
even
what-
after becoming Spider-Man.
Right. That's what even if you watch Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, his life as Peter Parker is a mess. And then even if you watch the Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, same thing.
Same thing.
Like their regular lives, that's the thing with Spider-Man. His regular life is a mess. You know, so that's why they ended up going through that. But I think the director just wanted to show that there was somebody kind for Peter. And they casted that actress to play Ursula. But men everywhere fell in love. Men everywhere want a woman like Ursula, soft, kind, makes chocolate cake.
Cooks, serves.
You know?
She served
Right.
him.
Even knowing,
and she cleaned up after him too.
right? Even
You know,
knowing,
like,
yeah, she got up, she took
his plate.
she took his cup,
so it's her service of him, and he's out servicing literally the world.
and he said thank you, and that made her smile.
Yep, that's it.
Him eating the chocolate cake and him saying thank you. You know, because it is wild because you know, a lot of women think that men want this flashy girl that looks great in a black dress, who, you know, is the best looking in the world. You know, obviously men are attracted by beauty, they're visual, but they want that more than anything else. They want a woman like Ursula.
Yeah.
You know, my wife, she bakes me chocolate cake.
Not recently. We're trying to go sugar
Yeah,
free.
we're going sugar free, but you made sugar free
I
stuff
did.
for
I did.
Valentine's
I was like,
Day.
I gotta find an option.
She still wanted to feed me a chocolate cake, so she found a sugar free recipe, which was really good.
That's what I do for Valentine's Day. I don't know about any of you other wives that have been married for a long time. Not only have we been married for a long time, we've been together for a long time. So it's been many years that I bake him something, or I'll ask him what he wants for a meal. Like, that's what we do for Valentine's Day. I'm not out spending all this money to go get you something, blah, 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 when like, that's what I know that you want.
Yeah.
So like, I'll make you a crazy dinner, or I'll bake you something, dessert, whatever. That's what we do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's. I know people like to do stuff for Valentine. I mean, I think not every Valentine. I mean, there are Valentine's Day we do stuff for each other or go out to eat.
I don't even want to go out on Valentine's
But I think
Day.
I don't think it's every Valentine. I think it's in our mood. I think it's our mood. If it's like
if we're
one,
like, you want to go out?
if it's 1 year, like, oh, it's a gift, or well, we're just like hang out, whatever. But
let's just do takeout.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stand, because everywhere you go, you need like a reservation, and for like Valentine's Day, like for dinner, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just cook him a good meal and just enjoy, you know, my husband being home, who clearly travels a lot now too. So yeah.
So yeah, women take note. Be an Ursula, not an MJ. All right. So like I said, I joined this Facebook group, marriage Facebook group, and people post some stuff. So there's three things that people posted that we're going to talk about. I wanted to see your perspective on it. So the first one is so me and my wife are going through separation. About 3 months left to it. Is legally till it's legally over. She moved on 3 months ago. I vowed to stay single until it's legally finished, but she keeps telling me I should move on. I'm not really sure what to do. Ideally, I would want reconciliation and to rebuild our foundation, but she isn't interested in that and blames everything on me.
You can only reconcile if it's both.
Yeah.
She's moved on. She had somebody else before the process was even over, and I think he's a very respectful guy that wants to wait until the legal process is completely done to move on. And she's telling him to move on, and like they're not even like legally divorced or whatever.
Right.
But she's saying that to him because she has.
Yeah.
It'll make her feel better
Right.
if he's moved on, also before they're legally divorced.
Yeah.
She's saying that for herself.
Yeah. I think so too, because I think if I don't think he should try to reconcile for somebody who doesn't.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. You cannot. And that's why, that's my perspective on like cheating.
Yeah.
Like I'll always say, like, first off, it's going to be a lot of work to fix the amount of damage that cheating does.
Yeah.
So if it's not both people willing to put in that amount of work, then you're going to have to accept that you're going to have to move on. It has to be both.
Yeah.
It has to be both. What does he think he's going to convince her to stay with him? Like,
I don't know.
First off, if you have to convince somebody to stay with you, then how genuine is that love?
Well, yeah, because I think because it is like a Christian group marriage page, so I think he probably has the idea like, Christian marriage, they don't get divorced. But like if she's out of the marriage, there's nothing you can do.
No.
God's not going to make you. God's not going to make you stay in a marriage where somebody doesn't want to be in it. Where she's probably already committed adultery. We don't know, but we can assume that we assume that basically because she's telling you to move on because she did. And I understand you to be in the respectful thing and you want to stay single until the marriage is finalized. Fine, you can still move on and be single. Moving on meaning in your mind the marriage is over. There's no reconciliation. She's not coming back.
She's not willing to do the work.
So you could proceed with the divorce. Now, I understand he might be heartbroken. She might meant everything to him, but she doesn't want to be with him. And that's going to be hard. So I would say, bro, go through some counseling. And unfortunately, you have to move on. She doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And that is okay in the eyes of the Lord if you're going to leave the marriage where she pretty much already left.
Yeah. Well, she said that she moved on. To me, that tells me that she already has somebody else.
Yeah.
And she's trying to convince him to do the same thing so she can feel better about what she's doing.
Right.
Because she's not legally divorced yet. So, I mean, I think that's, that's an upstanding guy.
Yeah.
To say I'm not doing anything until everything is legal.
Right. And I think somebody might have had a comment on it. Let me see if I have that here. I think somebody might have had a comment on it. Yeah, this guy goes, remove her from your profile. So he had a picture of her with him in her profile pics.
Oh yeah.
He's like, and move on. They love when you beg and chase them.
I know, right? Like don't give her the satisfaction of knowing that you're chasing her.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a little bit, on the nose, harsh a little bit. But sometimes men, that's how we listen.
How many stories have you heard with the podcast that you listen to?
Yeah.
Where when the guy moves on, the girl's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she already moved on. Who knows how long ago?
Right.
And when he goes to move on and disconnects from that relationship, it completely breaks her.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, you're supposed to chase me.
Yeah.
Like they love that.
Yeah.
Like, no, just cut it.
It's a crazy world we live in. All right. So here's a second one. So this one says, I've got a good question. So my partner and I.
Partner, I hate that.
You're going to see why. He says partner.
Okay.
I call her my wife to everyone.
Okay.
We aren't legally married.
No.
We have 2 kids. We are both firm in our faith in Christ. I always get told that I'm living in sin and that I'm not really married. I know we are called to follow Christ, not the world, But does the Bible say anything about having to go to get legally married?
It's
I don't
binding.
fully believe in the concept of marriage in the judicial process. Okay,
That's the
so
world we live in.
this is a
though.
man who listens to a lot of Red Pill
Yeah.
podcasts, right?
That's the world we
So-
live in, and you need something that's binding.
Right. So if he is looking at marriage, if they both, him and his wife, if they both look at
Partner.
marriage,
Partner.
well, his girlfriend,
Yeah,
Pretty
not even
much.
really his wife.
he should have
It's-
said girlfriend because
not
that's
his
what
wife.
that's what she is. She's his girlfriend,
Girlfriend.
his baby mama, right? Because if they both are really looking at marriage through a biblical sense,
Yeah.
he will not be worried about the judicial system because the judicial system only comes to effect when there is divorce. Now, if you are both committed to each other in the marriage biblically, marriage is very less likely to happen. So he says they're both
Wait, what'd you say?
divorce is very
Like,
less
I don't
likely.
think you meant to say that.
So yeah, so if they are both looking at marriage through a biblical sense,
Yeah.
the judicial part of it won't matter because it only comes into effect when you divorce. So there's a couple of verses here, Bible verses here that that I read, so that I think would help with this.
Oh, you didn't screenshot it? I thought it was a screenshot.
Okay, it says marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure, for God will judge the adulterer. So basically, don't go outside the marriage. He who finds a wife finds a good thing because and receives favor from the Lord. So he has found his woman. You got to make him your wife. You got to make him. You got to make her your wife in front of the Lord.
Ooh, the feminists hate when you say that. Make
Yeah.
me your wife. Yes, he's going to take you as his wife.
So
Yes.
it says, in the beginning of the world, Creator made male and female. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, not his girlfriend,
Yeah.
his wife.
And you submit to your husband, not
And
your boyfriend.
And the two will become one flesh, not roommates,
Yeah.
because that's what you are right now.
Or business
So they are no
partners.
longer two, but one flesh. Right now, you're at two.
Yep.
And therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Yeah, so that means you both got to be committed to each other because
Yeah,
the devil
as
is going
one.
to try. The devil's going to try to separate you. The devil is trying to keep you apart already because he's putting it in your head. Oh, why get married? Don't get married.
It's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's the enemy telling you because marriage when a couple it does something it's not just a legally thing. It does something spiritually. I'm telling you, he's probably not listening to this, but I'm just saying that as if he was. I'm telling you, you call her your wife already. You call her your wife, but after you go through that ceremony and you call her your wife,
It feels different.
it's gonna feel a lot different. I'm telling you, brother. Because right now it's just a cute thing.
How can
That's all it is. It's just a cute thing. But when it's real, whole new meaning.
you like claim to be a Christian, not declare your like in a covenant before God
That's the
With-
word. That's the word I should have said. It's a covenant.
with
Yeah.
with this woman, but somehow think that you're married? You haven't done
He doesn't think they're married. He's just calling her his wife.
right, which would mean that you're married.
Yeah.
Because you only call your woman your wife if you're married.
Yeah.
So he's making false claims, first off. And I mean, if you're a Christian and you've read the Bible and you know what marriage means in the Bible, you're missing a very big part of
Yeah.
what it means to be married and to declare your, like the covenant before God, like
Yeah. Well, they might be new Christians. They
Yeah.
might be. They probably were
They're like
already
baby Christians.
They were probably already together, already had the kids, and they both just started going to church and accepted Christ in their lives, right? So
I
their
would-
God is probably still working in them.
I would encourage them to join some Christian groups,
Right.
so they can get more into the Bible, so they can ask questions,
Yeah.
and things can be explained to them.
Now I wonder.
Because like you can't be a Christian and say like, oh well, it's just a piece of paper,
Right.
But like they're also like, I don't want to get married just to have the piece of paper. But like, unfortunately, like that's the world we live in. Everything has to be legal or not legal. So it's like, but the big thing about being married as a Christian is the declaration, in front of God,
Right.
that you're committed to each other, in a covenant. And then the world is like, here's your marriage license. And you're
Right.
like, okay. And if
Yeah.
you don't plan on getting divorced, then you really, it's just your
Right.
marriage license.
Right.
you
And
know?
I wonder,
Like,
I wonder if she is thinking the same thing. Because it's all about him, how he feels about it.
right.
So I wonder how she feels. He's not stating that. He didn't say my wife and I. I don't think he did. Let me see. I don't think he said my wife and I. He said, I always got told them, living said, I know we are called to follow Christ.
We're both firm in our faith in Christ. That's what he says about both of them.
Right. So I think they're probably they're probably baby Christians.
So why would you not want to declare your love in front of God?
Or if yeah.
you're both firm in your faith in God, then there should be, some sort of understanding as to what exactly being married means as a Christian and a Bible reader.
So another thing I would suggest if I was talking to him, I would also suggest to talk to a firm Bible believing Christian who is married,
Who has a successful marriage.
who has a successful marriage, and talk to him.
Yep.
Talk to him about marriage and biblical marriage and why. I mean, there are legal benefits to having a marriage. It's just the only thing that scares men is when divorce comes.
Right.
That's when a lot of times men do get screws, unfortunately. But that's why that's why men should be very particular on the women they choose to marry.
Right.
So all right, we'll go on to the last one. This is the last one here. All right, so it says, honest question. If a woman wants a divorce and considers herself emotionally and mentally separated, but her husband is fighting to save the marriage, they share a family and they still live together, is it right for her to come home at 1 or 2 in the morning after being out with her girlfriends? Does she owe her husband an explanation? Where do you draw a firm line of mutual respect?
Okay.
Well, there is no
I'm a little confused.
ahead.
So she wants a divorce, but he doesn't. And she is justifying her behavior with partying with her friends and coming home at 1 and 2 in the morning. So her justification for doing that is that in her head, she's out of the marriage.
Right.
Then why aren't we divorced?
Well, here's
Like we said, this is very one-sided.
Right.
He wants to save the marriage. She has already moved on. So you're going to have to, at least separate or like got like the best of both worlds here. You can go out and party with her friends, come home to her husband and her family and her house, and nothing's been disrupted.
I don't see, when it says mutual respect, I don't see any mutual respect here.
No.
Because she's the mother of your children and you live together. Even though she's emotionally out of the marriage, she's coming home at 1 or 2 in the morning with her friends, and you got children.
Right.
No mother should be out 1 or 2 in the morning with her
Has
friends
kids.
when you have children at home.
And if you're married.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I'm
So-
saying, like then you're going to have to finalize something.
You both need to sit down and be like,
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Because this cannot be happening.
No, not with the kids.
And if she wants out of the marriage, if she wants out, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do.
No, you can't force her.
Because you can't live in a house like that where she is disrespecting you and going out. If she wants to go out with her friends, she needs to do it as a single mother, and not with her kids home.
Yeah.
Like if you both to get divorced and you have shared custody, if she wants to go out with her friends until 1 or 2 in the morning when the kids are with you, let her do
ahead.
it. But
Yeah.
not when you're both living together and still legally married. It's just not a good look. So, brother, you're being disrespected already. There is no mutual respect. There is none. If she doesn't respect you now, I don't know if she will, unfortunately. But you need to sit down with her and you both need to come up with a decision of what needs to be done. It looks like it's going to be divorce. That's what it looks like.
Well, she's already tapped
but
out.
you need to make that decision. You can't.
You're the head of the household.
You can't live on like that.
You're the head of the household.
You can not live on like that.
Yeah, and like your marriage is supposed to be a model to your children as to what marriage looks like. And if your kids think that this is what marriage, where she in her head, she's already not married to you. So I'm probably gonna guess that the kids, see some disrespect. She doesn't consider you her husband anymore in her own head. And just like behaviors and her lifestyle now that she just magically thinks she's single in her head when she's not, and she's a mom and a wife, your kids are looking at that and they're supposed to see a model of a marriage that makes them want to get married.
Right.
And they're probably not seeing that. And they're not seeing an accurate depiction of what marriage looks like if she's doing this kind of stuff. So you have to think of your kids,
Right.
the children in the house.
Yeah. That's what you got to think about. And if that's how your marriage is going to be, it's not going to be good.
You're not going to be able to live. I mean, marriage is, lifelong. The rest of your life, you're going to live like that with that kind of disrespect for the rest of your life. And your kids get to watch it for the rest of your life. You have to put the line in the sand somewhere, and you have to sit down, and some decisions need to be made right now.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be the only other thing is maybe talk to her about maybe going to some marriage counseling. Maybe.
Maybe
that's if she wants to.
Christian marriage counseling.
That's if she wants to. They got to bring that up to her. And you got to make sure she wants to do it too. You also might want to know, you probably want to find out what she's doing when she's out until 1 or 2 in the morning.
I know.
She might have broken some marriage vows.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would be curious about.
You might want to find that out too before you decide if you want to reconcile or try to reconcile.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's it for us. Let us know if you like that. If you like, I know we used to read Reddit stories before, so I can go back and do some of that.
Well, we can always flip flop too.
But I know the past, most of our episodes we've been reacting to a lot of TikTok and Reels, and we haven't done much Reddit stories. So doing these questions from the Facebook group is kind of like that. Mm-hmm. So let us know if you like that. And also if you have a question you want us to, talk about,
Is there a topic?
and give our opinion on,
let
us know too. But we appreciate it. I think this might be episode 41. But
we're in the 40s already.
Yeah. But thank you guys. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit the like button. All right. And also follow us on all our social media pages, and also follow us on our joint Instagram. Our joint Instagram.
Yeah, Tina and Anderson. Or is it Anderson and Tina? I forget.
Yeah.
Try both ways.
When you haven't done a video in a few weeks, you kind of forget. Yeah. So our joint one. So follow us on that. All right. And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.